guys? Welcome back to the channel. As you can see, we have yet another car next to us, so you can already guess, if you haven't already by the thumbnail, it's another review. This here is a car you guys seen since the beginning. It's AP1 S2000. It belongs to one of our cousins, and probably since the last time you guys seen it, it's developed quite a lot. This car started as a bone stock car. I believe it did have a AP2 front end, or not, I don't remember, but this guy is like the ultimate racer. He believes he's a race car driver, and he basically built this car to be a race car. So as you can see, it's definitely has a whole aero package, and you know, I feel like the car came out pretty nice. It's definitely been a work in progress, and he's probably my only cousin who's ever said he's gonna do something and he actually did it. So going off the mods real quick, we're gonna have a spoon, authentic spoon front bumper, battle arrow splitter, authentic spoon fenders. The hood is stock because he said he wanted to do, since he's such a race car driver, he wants to put a bunch of holes in here, so it vents out a lot, you know, because this engine creates a lot of heat. So we'll get to that later on. Going out to the back, this is a swan neck spoiler, and this is battle arrow, again because he's a race car driver. It has this crazy wing. I don't know, he's just over the top. He just has to do things to make a statement, and this is one hell of a statement piece. You guys will see in a second that this thing has it's not like trunk mounted. This thing is chassis mounted, and is also mounted to the trunk. So I don't know how he takes, I don't think he can use his trunk anymore, because I don't see how this will open. He has these carbon fiber, I guess, stabilizers. I mean, they hold it in. This thing doesn't really move, but when we're driving, this thing deflects a lot. It also has an Auto Shine Project rear diffuser. Has, I believe this is a Greddy exhaust. HKS coilovers, 57 CRs, 18 by 9.5 plus 38 squared. As you guys can see, this thing is pretty beefy. And if you guys didn't see it much on the track video, he was there, but he was being antisocial that day, so he didn't want to talk to you guys. But this thing drove really nice on the track. I didn't get in it to drive with him, so I don't know how it felt, but I can assume it felt pretty good, because this guy did everything, like roll center adjustments, these rigid collars for the subframe. I don't think he has camber kits, but I mean, look at the outside of this car. You think this guy I'm sure he has camber kits and everything. He has drilled and slotted, oh no, they're not drilled, they're just slotted rotors. I'm pretty sure this is a stock brake setup. As far as the interior on this car, it's just stock S2000 interior. He did have like a, being over the top as he had this bucket seat that went like a halo, because being the race car driver he is, he needs it to, like, you know, keep his head in when he's going down those back country roads in this race car. So yeah, so it has a stock, basically a stock interior. I know this car usually comes with a black interior, but he started converting it to tan, and if I'm correct, I believe the tan interiors on the S2000 is like top notch, like the best thing you could get underneath the CR interior. But I personally like the red. So I mean, I'm too big for these kind of cars, but if I were to get one, it definitely has to have the hot boy red interior. Like, you can't have a sports car without, you know, top down, and you can't have it showing like black seats. It has to be red, you know. It has to be a statement piece. But Cousin Jerdy, he decided to bring everything down to like stock again. I guess the irony of it, he had this seat for a while. He never actually went to the track, and then he goes to the track and takes the seat off. I don't know what sense it makes, but I guess comfort over function? I don't know. We'll see. So, all right, as you guys can see, we're now here joined by my coolest cousin, the coolest person in the world, Cousin Jerdy. So, you want to speak a little bit to them?
Hi guys, this is my 2003 Honda S2000. Last year the AP1s. ready to drive. I mean, obviously I've only been once on the track, but I'll get on there more. It's mostly for driving crazy down back roads and trying not to die. All right, cousin, off to you.
All right, so I didn't really touch much on the engine bay because I don't know much of what he did. I'm pretty sure there's a zip tie here I'm supposed to pull. Is this zip tie where I'm pulling?
No.
Oh,
There
I found it. I hope I didn't pull anything off.
Probably broke some wires.
All right, so going on to the engine bay, what do we have here?
All right, I guess we'll start from this end. We have a Pastor JDM cooling plate with a Pastor JDM snorkel. This is a good, effective way to funnel air straight to the intake box on S2000s. The stock air box is really the best you can do. You just gotta notch this plastic in the middle, and honestly, it's the best performing you're gonna get for your buck. I just upgraded these other things to channel air straight to it, along with this Mishimoto elbow right here. It's just they promoted just vortex. It just to me it was it was a lot smoother than the OEM intake arm, and it also just looks nicer. That's a plus. Then we also have just a Mishimoto radiator, Mishimoto coolant hoses. Basically, Mishimoto was a big part. They make really good parts, and they're black. So that's the theme I was going for with this engine bay, and it just looks good, and it also performs well.
Yeah, there's definitely a theme here. I don't know. I mean, you guys are definitely seeing an overlay of it right now, but there's spoon everywhere. There's a spoon oil cap, spoon radiator cap, spoon strut bar. Is there any other spoon things I'm missing? Don't you have a damper? Is that spoon?
No.
So okay.
That's something else.
So wait, is that a spoon cover? Valve cover?
No, no. The only thing spoon is the oil, the oil cap, and the strut shower bar. Well, I do have spoon rigid collars, like you said earlier on the subframe. When you lower cars like these, you do have to, put a little spacing in to get the geometry back right and everything. But also down there, I have a white line sway bar. I have J's Racing headers. It's just like an APR carbon cover plate. I have a radium dual cash can. That's looped. It's not a open atmosphere.
He has NRG hood dampers, and I also see you have some sort of block off here.
Right. Yeah. Let's skip over that.
Okay.
If you look over here, I also have this little alloy craft little bracket that moves hoses over. It just helps clean things up. Like a lot of other things in this car, just cleaning things up.
I know, being the extreme person that he is, when he first got this car, he also did valves. What did he do? AP2. What?
Oh yeah. So the AP1 heads, they're great heads, but a weak flaw in them is the what are they called? So the retainers basically. There's these little circle cups that hold the springs. So when the valve train moves, those are that's the cup on top of the spring throwing it back up. Those cups, I forget the name of them, but they're known to crack on the AP1s on the intake side. So I swapped those out to AP2, the caps, because they're a little thicker and they've never been known to crack, and only on the intake side. So I did that whole project, which is super intensive. You basically have to completely disassemble the head. It's not. I don't recommend anybody.
Usually you don't, but if you're like cousin Jerdy and you don't put enough pressure there, something goes where it's not supposed to, and then you have to rip the head off.
Well, yeah, I mean, I dropped the valve on accident. I was so excited about getting the first cylinder done that I went to the second one. I didn't pressurize the valve like I did the first one, the first piston. Well, I guess it was the third piston because you go 1, 3, 2, 4, or something like that. I forget exactly. But yeah, I dropped the piston. I had to take the head off. While I was in there, I did a head gasket, checked everything was fine. Everything looked good on the inside. And put it all back together to spec, and it's still going strong.
Yeah, no, this guy beats the living shit out of this car, and I'm surprised and also impressed of how well this car runs, being that this is his first car that he's worked on. I mean, he had this beat ass Honda Civic before, but I believe all you did was change doors, right?
I barely changed the oil in that.
Yeah,
thing.
Yeah. It was
actually, I think maybe even once. I don't even remember.
I believe that was his daily because, like I said, he's very goal-oriented, and this was something he always dreamed of, and he just beat the crap out of that Civic until he was able to buy the S2000 he always wanted. So I do want to say that Cousin Jerdy here, as extreme as he may be, he definitely built a really nice car, and I have to give you a round of applause because I think that you have executed your, I guess, dream car. I know you still want to do more to this car because as hobbyists, there's never enough done. There's always something else you want to do. I know there's a lot more engine work you want to do, and I know there's a lot more aero you want to do because you're such a race car driver. So, just want to say congratulations on achieving your goals so far, and I know you're going to achieve much more. And we look forward to seeing more of you in our channel when we're at the racetrack.
You got it, cuz.
All right. With that being said, guys, this has been another APB review. Thank you for tuning in and watching our reviews. I hope you guys like how we're developing. Like we said on Cousin Eric's car, we did bring in the owner so they could talk more about it because we don't know much specifics, and I didn't want to pull out my phone and read spec sheet again. So thank you for tuning in. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe, and make sure you turn on your notification bell because we are still releasing a new video for the whole month of June, and we're coming up on the end of it. So see you guys on the next one.